What is going down, fans? Your boy is back, and so is the Comic Bookies podcast. Episode 112 is now live on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much for the support. Tune in and come in and chat with us. Returning this week is comics and sports, like we collide every single week. This week in comic books, more books to get into. We got a pretty big stack actually this week. Regina King is back in the director's seat. CW is rebooting one of our favorite shows. And is Captain Marvel really done only after one movie? Tune in and find out. Sports section. Dude, tons of sports over the weekend. We're packed with asses, and we are here to talk about that. And NASCAR is in Dover, Delaware. This is Comic Bookies Podcast. It is great to be back in the seat, in the saddle. Come on, join us. Let's do this thing. What's going down, fans? I see one viewer right now. How's it going?
Let's go.
What's up, guys? Episode 112. Let's go. Let's get it.
112, where the players dwell.
We the boys 112, we home day.
Hey,
shorty, we don't play.
You know what time it is.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. I think we are ready to go. And I believe... Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right, fans. Come in and join us. Ask us any questions and stuff. We are down to answer live questions, so enjoy. Back live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Comic Bookies Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and either watching live right now on YouTube and Twitch or listening right now on wherever you get your podcasts. But first, today's New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Please go out there and get your pull list set up. Alex has everything you need, new and old, to start or continue your comic book addiction. But fellas, it's great to be back. As you can tell, you are now listening to the smooth, sick sounds of one Michael Biella. Not only did I feel like crap after that second COVID shot, but then my son got an ear infection, and then my daughter got like a stuffy nose and cough and stuff, which then got transmitted to myself. So been kind of out of it, but just load up on a bunch of drugs, and I am back. So. Episode 111, I made a wish to get healthy enough to get back in this episode. But what's up, fellas? Glad to be back, man.
What's up, boy? We're happy you're back. Episode 112. We couldn't do it without you, man. You missed one, we'll give you that, but you're back. We're happy. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It's going to be a fun night, guys. Mark, Mike, what's up, guys? How's it going?
What is up? Thank you back. Thank you for being back, Mike. We are back, and man, we were hoping on going on live last week for the fans. We didn't get it in. We all know that you kind of run the whole OBS studios over there in the Biella studios, if you will. Yeah. But nonetheless, we got episode 111 out. Hopefully all y'all made a wish. We made a wish, and I'm not gonna keep it a secret. Our wish over here at the Comic Bookies Podcast is to get this audio out to more of you guys out there, more of your family, more of your friends, and everybody. Once again, I always like to start off the podcast kind of with a thank you to the fans, thank you to the 7 continents that have currently been downloading us and paying attention to us, because it takes time and it's a grind. And yet we're not getting monetized yet in any way. But like you mentioned earlier, Mike, Treasure Island Comics sponsoring us, kind of giving us a will to keep going on with this podcast, seeing how big we can grow it. And, we believe truly deep in our hearts that we can grow this, pretty far, entertainment wise. The comic book movies, if you will, are always getting bigger. The comic books, I think that there's going to be a shift. We see the NFT market. We see the card market. We see whatever going on. I think that comic books might be the next one to kind of have that market for them, because we see all-time highs of Action Comics, the first appearance of Superman going crazy. And I think that these markets that we're in right now, when it comes to trading cards, Pokemon cards, just, it's everything's just crazy right now. I don't know if it's a bubble and it's going to pop. I just think that, comic books in general, besides the big, Amazing Fantasies, 15s, Action Comics, 37s. I think that they have a lot of room to run, and I think that we're kind of positioned ourselves, and hopefully our listeners and our viewers on YouTube and all of our fans can kind of join with us and kind of try to make a little bit of coin on these books, if you will, because I think that we're the comic bookies for a reason. We're not just here to give you guys a little bit of tips on sports gambling. We're also here to help you guys make a little bit of money on books that you guys might be following along and reading with us, whether it be DC and this whole universe that they're taking on with Tynion. We're going to get into that in a little bit later, because I know Mike and Sean and I are going to love to discuss that new Batman that came out last week. But yeah, I'm excited to have you back, Mike. Excited for the draft. One thing I'm not excited for is the way Oakland handles their sports business. We can get into that later, but here we are, episode 112, brothers. I love you. How we going, man?
What the hell? Before we get into the comics, I want to give a few shout-outs. So first of all, it was Mother's Day weekend, so shout out to all the moms out there, either watching or listening now, or all of our moms. We couldn't be in this world. We couldn't have anything in this world without our moms, without our mommies.
Definitely.
So happy Mother's Day to everyone. We love you all. Shout out to the owner of CrossFit Livermore, my CrossFit gym, Matt Souza. Him, Sean, Matt and Grace. They got engaged over the weekend.
Congrats, Matt and Grace. That's awesome.
So Matt and Grace, congratulations. And finally, save the best for last, my sister-in-law Tracy and her husband Dave had their beautiful baby girl. Unfortunately, kind of
on your birthday,
on my birthday. So now my birthday's freaking done. But yeah, the beautiful,
bro, for you.
Yeah, but the beautiful baby Lauren is now here, and she's at home, and she is safe and happy with mom right now. So
congratulations to all those people. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful thing.
So let's get into some comic books, fellas. I like listening back, like editing, and then listening back to the episode again of 111. Like you guys are talking about books, I was like, oh, I missed it. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole damn show, dude. I was like, and like you guys even said, like, oh, dude, like Mike would love this or Mike would love that. So I can't wait to get into this.
Well, let's not cut the fan short here, Mike. Let's tell them the honest to God truth of what really actually happened. I mean, me and Sean, and we were ready to go live at about 8:25 p.m.
Like
Pacific
literally
Standard
last
Time
freaking
when we
minute.
Get the text from Mike, and we were kind of just shot in the hole, and we gotta just go. It's like we gotta gather some notes real quick. We gotta figure if my computer's gonna try to go live
in the middle of nowhere.
The
But whole point here, guys, and the whole point here, fans all over the globe, is that we try to at least get you guys the podcast. We were built here on the podcast. Yes, we're trying to grow our YouTube channel. Yes, we're trying to venture out into different avenues. But at the end of the day, we are a podcast. And whatever we can do to deliver your guys' podcast every weekend, that's what we're going to strive to do here at the Comic Bookies podcast.
Yes,
so
sir.
hopefully you guys enjoyed Sean and I coming at you guys at 111. But nonetheless, we're going to always try to come live, always try to keep on producing more content. So stick with us. And this is the place to be, baby. So
what's going down, Aaron? Thanks so much for jumping in the chat with us.
Thank you, Aaron. Let's go.
Stay a while, won't you? Over on the comics, so let's do it. DC, we have Wonder Woman 772, Superman 31, The Joker number 3, Rorschach 8, and Batman the Detective number 2. Marvel side, Fantastic Four 32, Guardians of the Galaxy 14, X-Factor 9, Spider-Man Spider's Shadow number 2, and this big Heroes Reborn event. It seems like an event every goddamn 3 months for Marvel. Number 2 of that. AWA has Resistance Uprising number 2, Image, Geiger, or as Mark likes to say, Geiger. Ice Cream Man 24 and the Silver Coin number 2. Boom Studios gives us 7 Secrets 8, Proctor Valley Road number 3, and Buffy that damn Vampire Slayer number 25. Fellas, so last week was a pretty good sized stack of books I'd like to get into, and then this week there's a few that I'm truly excited for. As you guys, we'll see from our oh my god, dude, what the hell's wrong? See from our IG post. But what do you guys like about last week?
Last week, man, was that Bond. It's funny that Mark texted us about it, and that was like the first book I wanted to bring up. I'm loving this book, man. It really has that Bond movie feel to it. long story short, he's working both sides, wants to get both enemies to basically screw each other, and he wants to take down all of Spectre. What are the odds of that? Typical Bond movie, right, Mike?
But I mean, it's so cool because I've read 5 or 6 other 6-issue Bond stories, from Dynamite in the past. I would actually buy them. I would wait till all 6 issues came out. I'd get it on, mycomicshop.com, get it sent over, and I'd read them, boom, in like one weekend. And it has the exact same feel of that. Felix Leiter's in it. Did we really think he was going to die? No, definitely not. So it's cool.
Bond knows how to shoot him, make sure he didn't die.
Exactly. He's like,
how does this book compare to those, by the way? I mean, I know you like those previous books.
Yeah.
Is this one... The level's okay?
It's good. Yeah, it's definitely good because we know who Blofeld is. We see him. We've actually seen him in a recent movie. So like we know kind of like, I'm kind of familiar with Spectre and everything and what they're all about. So it's definitely a good book so far. Mark, I'm pretty sure. I think that you're not an aficionado as far as like the Bond books or movies. So coming from that area, how do you like this book so far?
You know what? I actually do enjoy Bond. I actually was not going to pull it in the very beginning. I thought that the first issue was kind of sluggish in a way, but I kind of stuck with it, Obviously, as we get our sponsorship here at Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California, make sure to check them out, TI Comics, on your social media platforms. But nonetheless, James Bond, Ian Fleming's James Bond, dude. I'm telling you, these second and third issues have been picking up so much better. Like you guys mentioned, Blofeld. I know I'm not too familiar with him because I haven't read any of these Agent of Spectres before this offering. But with Tatiana or Titiana, what's her?
You want that Titiana?
I mean, Titiana.
Titana,
something like that. Yeah.
What Bond has going on for him right now? I mean, I
was be like, where titties?
Where you head at, boy?
Hey, I'm old school. I come from the age of Nintendo 64, GoldenEye, the whole game and everything. Yes. So when I read it even goes farther back from that. When my dad introduced me in the '84 Silicon Valley of View to a Kill with Roger Moore. Playing shot out Roger Moore. Yes, one of the best. I did enjoy him. I mean, I wouldn't say he is the best Bond that played because I do enjoy a couple others before Roger Moore. But Roger Moore was great. A View to a Kill, Silicon Valley, in the Blimp. It's just man, my childhood takes me back to these 007 films. And now that I'm reading the comic, I mean, I'll admit, I think that the first issue was kind of sluggish. These second 2 have really picked it up. And I know it's going to be a 6-issue miniseries, if I'm not mistaken, guys.
Yeah.
So we got about 3 more issues to figure out what he's going to do, but it's not ending here, guys. You guys
I want to know,
they all do,
knowing Bond how he is, how many times is Bond going to be sleeping with, as Mark says, Titiana? I wouldn't expect anything less.
Hey, because what she said, what they said, he doesn't catch feelings for anybody, basically, is what he's saying in the book. But, like I said, I'm excited for Bond. I think that coming out of a small publisher in Dynamite, Sean, I think that they have a little bit to work with to try to get more, influenced readers to try to pick up this book. Obviously we get the sponsorship and we get to be able to pick extra books that we might not have picked, this one being one of them. But in my opinion, I think that if there's something that the fans out there that are kind of thinking about cutting, if the fans out there are thinking about picking up something different, I think that this James Bond Dynamite, and then you're giving out a little bit of love to a smaller publisher, because Dynamite, I mean, they might not be killing it in other books, in my opinion, but with James Bond, they're actually doing a pretty decent job,
Yeah, I mean,
Dynamite.
This is probably the, only book that Dynamite puts out that doesn't have, Vampirella or Red Sonja with their...
That's right.
Oh, that Vampirella, though.
With them things hanging out, with them Titanias hanging out. But I think there's going to be a conclusion for sure. All of these 6-issue miniseries, there is a finality to it, and so I think to this one, I don't think there's going to be a continuation. It's not going to be an Agent of Spectre part 2, part 2, so I think it's pretty much done. But it is good so far. One that I'd like to mention is AWA again. AWA, it doesn't matter if it's Marvel, doesn't matter if it's this new AWA Upshot, but Garth Ennis, he does it again. This first issue of Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, is really good. You all go check this one out. This was a pretty awesome first issue. She's pretty much from the future, and she's like what you would think, a temporal criminal. She can go back in time. The first opening scene is she's like in where the Pharaoh Ramses is going to get mummified and then put in the sarcophagus and put it down, and she's there to rob them blind of all these treasures, right? And she has this guy right here who she... That's pretty much her main guy into wherever she goes to, whether back in the Pharaoh times, whether we go to World War II to get something or whatever, and then he can pull her back. So
they go through different times of history?
Yes, exactly. So
the
first two you'll find is that she goes to ancient Egypt, and then also the kind of kicker at the end, she's being hunted by her own sister. She's kind of like the law, like the marshal or the cop or whatever, the temporal cop, as you will. And it kind of introduces her because she's catching some other guy who's showing some villagers to fend off Vikings, but with rocket launchers. Right, so it's what are you doing? Totally changing history and stuff like that. So at the very end of it, she notices where she stays at. There's an alarm going off. She's got to escape. She's running, and then hey sis. So that's a first issue of 8. So Garth Ennis is enjoying.
So what time frame is she actually from?
It's definitely the future, bro.
Yeah,
definitely the future. Yeah, for sure. So that's a pretty good one. What else did you guys like?
Marcus.
I would say that I really enjoyed. I think that I enjoyed the first offering from Boom Studios in the Victor Lavelle Eve series that's coming on right now. I think it's going to be a 4 or 5 issue mini series, if I'm not mistaken.
I picked that up today. Remember, I told you.
Go ahead.
Remember, I picked that up today because Alex still had copies from last week. So when I went today to get my books, I'm like, oh damn, there's still 2 copies left on the shelf. So I went with you guys and I picked it up. So I'm gonna read it soon.
Did you read it?
No, I didn't get a chance to read it.
So you didn't get a chance to read it before you recorded this podcast because you are late by a week. So we're not going to share it yet, but that is one that we can't talk about later on.
Take it off.
I'll just take it off. I'll just take off the damn headphones.
Sean, did you pick that one up, Eve, by Boom Studios?
I did. If there's one left, then I'll be grabbing it.
Can you give a review without giving it away?
Well, I can give someone a review. Here we are.
Would you pull it? Would you pull the 4 or 5 issue miniseries?
I would pull it. Let me put it this way: I pulled The Good Asian and I pulled Eve for the first issues, but. I had to come to conclusions that I had to narrow it down to one that I was actually going to add to the pull list, and I decided to go with Boom Studios Eve over Image Comics in The Good Asian with their noir series that they're offering right now. Although I did really enjoy The Good Asian, there's just something about Eve and how kind of with the kid factor and everything that's going on and. It's kind of so Sean, did you read it at all?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay, so Sean have not read it. I'm the only one that's read it. Eve, yes, it was good. It's kind of a sci-fi action thriller, if you will, with a little bit of drama mixed into it. I think that 4 to 5 issues is going to be good enough to finish it off. But like I said, it intrigued me a little bit more than The Good Asian. The Good Asian, yes, it was intriguing, but it was a little bit slower to me. Let us know in the comments and below if you're watching on YouTube, if you are on Apple Podcasts. But who did you like? Are you more intrigued with the slower noir story when it comes to The Good Asian? Or do you kind of like more of this kind of kid ambassador type story when it comes to Eve and Boom Studios and what you're offering? In my opinion, like I said, I picked up Eve and I told Alex, hey, if you're going to be getting issue number 2 of The Good Asian, then, and it's kind of a slow week for me where I only got about 5-6 books, if I see it on the shelves, I'll pick it up, but it's not that. It wasn't that good to me, in my opinion, that I have to add it to the pull list. And if I have to add one this week, Eve would have been that one. So I think, Sean, when you end up reading it, and Mike as well, I think that with Mike, you having a daughter, and me as well, I think that you're going to kind of like it a little bit more than you would have liked maybe some of the other offerings that were offered last week.
Nice. Anything else before we get into the big magic, Molly? I thought that Man Bat and Crime Syndicate and some of these other DC books were just kind of, average. Noctera, the Scott Snyder, that one's amazing. That one's really cool. Just the whole, universe that he's setting up with the brother and sister. It's pretty much the sun went out. Like, there's obviously the sun didn't go out, or else we would all freeze to death and die. But it's pitch black. And once it goes pitch black, then everything starts to mutate and get weird. Like all the animals and stuff, they started turning into these creatures, and then it becomes like a zombie thing where if you get scratched or bit or whatever, then over time, then you kind of turn into one of those creatures, the shades as they call them. So 2 or 3 issues in so far, 3 issues in, and there's an unfortunate scene at the very end of this issue. But I'll let you guys go and check it out for yourselves. It's really, really good. Anything else before we get into Batman?
I think what we said in the pre-production, bro, and how we feel about Strange Academy. It's like one of those fun. Yeah. I feel like I'm reading like a little kid's book to a degree because they are little kids.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a kid's book. It felt more grown up in the first arc, and then now hopefully with them revealing that Enchantress is Eric's mom, hopefully they get kind of dark and more adult in issues going forward. But although I did enjoy them taking a break from the story, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a good break for sure. So I like how a lot of these stories are doing that, where give me 6 issues and then give me a 3-month break, kind of catch up on other books as well. So I like what they're doing there. So
when's the next one come out? Because I know that was number 10. When's 11?
I think it's next month.
Okay, so at least we have a month, bro. We're good. Yeah.
Mark, anything before Batman?
Yeah, you don't like what they're doing. You don't like what they're doing in Strange Adventures. You don't like what they're doing in the other Snyder book, Undiscovered Country. You don't like how they take these hiatuses. I mean, admit it right now.
No, I do.
Because so you could like these long hiatuses?
Well, like especially if it's at the end of an arc. Don't go 3 freaking issues.
And then
but if it's a 6-issue arc and then issue 7 coming out in August. Oh, yeah, I'm all for that. That gives you an opportunity to get more books, you know what I'm saying? And then once that comes back, then you'll be close to finishing the other one.
Yeah, but I feel like if they just give me an opportunity to finish off and dust off their series, then I can get into more books coming into the fall.
Yeah, but books like Strange Academy and Undiscovered Country, that doesn't have a limit on issues. That could be going for 20, 30, 40 issues. You never know. So it's good to have that little break. Undiscovered Country, yes, I agree with you. I would love Strange Adventures. I would love to have that be 12 straight months. I don't want anything.
All the way through.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I agree with you there. But Undiscovered Country, Batman, you can keep month to month. But if there were breaks, then I don't care.
And I just dropped the crossover today. Sorry, Donny Cates. I had to do it.
Oh, you did. Damn.
It's just there's too many. Hey, I'll hand it to Marvel, guys. Fans out there, fans that always think that we are speculative and down on Marvel. I did order, I believe it was 2 or 3 offerings out of this previews issue from Marvel. I got Sinister War 1 out of 4. We're going to see how 1 goes. I might pull it. Hopefully 1's offering is good enough for me to be able to do that. I got the Symbiote Spider-Man again. Oh, you guys know I was on that one way back when, about a year ago. They're about, I think, how many stories have they had? I think this is their 4th one. The final one is about to be a 5-issue series, but I saw that in a preview, so I decided to go with that. And I forgot what the other one I pulled, but nonetheless, Marvel did actually deliver this time on previews, guys. So if you guys pulled anything from Marvel, go ahead and share it. Like I said, I think I got 2 or 3.
Yeah, over the last 2 months, I did pull a Fantastic Four 4-issue miniseries and Moon Knight. I did pull the Moon Knight story coming out. So
I don't think I got Moon Knight, but I think I got Fantastic Four.
That's the one. That's the one I got. Moon Knight.
yeah, so I mean, if you guys are done with that, let's get into Batman. What'd you guys like about Batman?
Batman was awesome, bro. It's funny because when Mike talked to me in the pre-production mark, we all agreed, bro, there is so much writing in a James Tynion offering. And the conversation is good. Even in the beginning, when you see the, Miracle, oh gosh, what's her name? Miracle what, Mark? Brain fart.
Miracle Mystery or
God, I'm having a brain fart right now. What her name is?
Hold on.
New character. I'm already having a brain fart. What her name is? I am gonna check it out. Give me like 2 seconds. Da, 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 da.
Sorry if you're live, we will get it to you.
Oh no, it is fine. Miracle Molly. Duh.
Miracle Molly.
Miracle Molly is dope.
How did I forget?
Miracle Molly is dope, bro. Because you know what? It isn't like she's really actually a villain, in my personal opinion. Like she kind of has like an intention, an agenda into what she's doing. And it's funny, this person that she has with her, kind of going through the town, her like little flying, whatever you want to call it, and going into these abandoned high rises in the city. Sure enough, it's Batman. So it's kind of like Batman's with the person maybe he's trying to catch it per se. And yeah, bro, I liked it. Really, really good interaction. I think that it sets up really well for the next Batman. That's for damn sure. Yeah, how'd you feel about it, bro?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think that they're kind of, and I wish Mike would be in the conversation right now. I think he had to go to attend to some issues. But I think that, in my opinion, honestly, I think that they could have built the characters that they kind of have going right now in the DC universe. I think that to get Miracle Molly, to get, I'm still, where's Bao Fam at, Sean?
I know, bro. They've definitely like deflected from that whole aspect of it, like completely. No, you're 100% right. Even like in this one, like
you still got the Raider. I mean, the Raider. You still got the writer in James Tynion, right? And he's obviously still trying to build this post infinite and infinite frontier, infinite frontier world, if you will. And I think that for him to just kind of, he was, I got the poster right here, right? Obviously, Punchline. And then I got, Bao Fam in my comics that I'm reading. It's just like, I feel like he turned away from them a little too fast, in my opinion. I think that we were still, I
agree with you, bro. You don't want them to be like forgotten to a degree, because it's like, am I going to see them again? Or is this like,
I mean, we're going to see them again, but in my opinion, I think, with what you were building, with what the DC universe was trying to build, in my opinion, I believe that you had to keep kind of somewhat building on that. I think that for you to give us, the infinite frontier, the whole new, like, kind of rebirth, if you will, kind of redesign of the whole DC universe, but at the same time, you guys were building something. And I think that readers like myself and like you, Sean, and I can probably attest to Mike, who's off doing his thing right now as we're recording live. Once again, this is the Comic Bookies podcast brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Make sure you check him out, Alex. He is the owner. He will hook you up with whatever you need. He does got an eBay store going on as well with all of the best issues, all of the hardest to find, back issues that you guys need. Check him out. Treasure Island Comics at TI Comics on most social media pages. But Sean, let's get back to it. What I'm saying is I think that Tynion was building such a great universe here. And for him to kind of backlog, kind of shy away from Punchline in these last couple issues, kind of shine away from Bao Fam. I mean, I felt like I haven't heard about Bao Fam in the last, month and a half?
Bro, Bao big chilling right now. I haven't heard from Bao in a while, man.
There's just nowhere to go. Harley Quinn, she's doing her own thing in her series. I believe I might be the only comic bookie right now that's subscribing to the Harley Quinn series. That's a book that I had in my stack from last week. Michael said that we're not going to be discussing those, so we're not going to be doing that. But nonetheless, I don't get no Bow Fam and Harley. I don't get no Bow Fam and Detective. I ain't getting no Bow Fam and goddamn Batman.
And then Ghostmaker is just in like the secondary story. It's not even in like the main story right now.
That's all he was in.
So why are they so exactly, Mike? Why are they switching it up so hard on us fans? Like you weren't listening earlier, but like I told Sean, we want Bow Fam. Where's Bow Fam? He hasn't been anywhere. I got Punchline, I got P-Line in the background right now, but goddamn, I haven't seen her anywhere.
Like I don't know. I mean, I think that they're like Tynion especially. How many characters is that he's created? Do you think all these books are doing that to where they're like creating, having these epic 6-issue arcs, and then they just kind of put them like to the wayside, like on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? So that way they can bring them up, but they're creating so much IP that then like other TV shows and movies and cartoons and stuff, they can just pull from that and then create a story. You know what I'm saying?
Molly? Huh? What about Molly? Like what about Molly? Like Sean mentioned.
I think Molly, before Mike says what he's going to say, the only thing I'll say about Molly, as much as I actually did like her and kind of like a little bit actually her agenda, kind of like what Batman kind of is figuring out what she's trying to do. I just didn't like kind of her introduction. Like we already knew her. There was kind of like no kind of background to a degree on her. Like Bao was dope. We actually got like a full background into what happened to him.
But we might still get that on.
Yeah, this is only the first issue for her.
I know. I guess I'm just being greedy right now, but I did like her. She was cool.
Did you see how Bruce's his getup? His
little fake mustaches.
His disguise. You know who he looked like? I thought like
he looked like Gordon.
It looked like Gordon.
Yeah, I thought it was Gordon.
I thought that was Gordon.
In the beginning, I thought it was Gordon. I'm like, what's Gordon doing? Then we started like getting more. When they were like flying into the high rise, I'm like, that ain't Gordon, bro.
Yeah, I know. But what about, okay, so now you get my text from earlier, Mark. Damn, Peacekeeper 1, huh?
Yeah. Dude,
like literally from Future State. Like there it is. Like Simon Saint's already creating the whole magistrate and everything. Like it's happening already, Dude,
they're trying to cyborg this guy for sure, from a wheelchair to being the new hero. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, the magistrate's coming, dude. It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna have Peacekeeper 01 and what did the number get up to in Future State? Like 9 at least, or in the double digits, 15. So they're gonna have like hell of these guys. And to see
when they showed the one who had the robotic arm, bro, it made me think of Winter Soldier type feel. Yeah. And just like all those super soldiers, I'm just like, it's kind of to a degree like the same thing.
Or the guy who played the blonde white guy from Narcos when he was in Logan. Remember he had the hand too?
Yes.
Something like that, So yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean that's I was tending to my son right now. So did you guys get pretty much everything in the issue?
Yeah, got a little bit of Molly,
Scarecrow and stuff. Yeah,
Mahoney. Oh, Scarecrow, man! I'm telling you, Scarecrow, man. That guy, we know who Scarecrow is.
Yeah,
we have an idea who Scarecrow is.
Yeah.
Tell us, Sean. Who's your idea, buddy?
I think for sure it's pretty much the big city councilman. That's who I think it is. Was the governor or
the mayor? Well, no, because remember he was on the high-rise building when he was having the press conference. So now I'm thinking it's not him.
In the beginning, I know we thought it was him. I still in the back. I mean, until proven otherwise. But
I know. You still have the theories. I know. It was hard for me to get rid of that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are through, something that I'm truly excited for this week. I mean, obviously, Joker, Geiger is going to be an issue that it's like a make or break. Like I kind of like the first one, huh?
I just dropped crossover today. Don't make me drop Geiger on the second or third iframe, Mike.
I know, but Seven Secrets, that's like one of my favorite ones right now. I saw some other guy at TI today with 7 Secrets on the top of his stack. I was like, that one's good, isn't he? He goes, bro. Like, especially Boom Studios, that's his favorite one out right now. So,
bada boom, man.
Some heavy hitters. Superman, you have Rorschach. That one's coming to a close. That's like issue 8 or 9 of 12. Another offering from Tom King. Tom Taylor with Batman Detective. So a bunch of good stories coming out this week. But that's pretty much it for the comic book talk. Please hit us up on all of our, social media, our email, and we will give you our recommendations. Please recommend something to us. We are always looking for more books to buy for sure. Fellas, some quick hitters on the news. I know Sean and Mark, I think you guys both had a piece of news, but it was kind of light this week. But this goes out to our boy Joe Dub. He reads the Image book Bitter Root, and Regina King is going to direct a movie based off of Bitter Root. I personally don't read it. I know you guys don't read it, so I really can't give you. I think it was like a Harlem Renaissance or something. It was, I can't remember what the exact synopsis of the story was, but good for her, kind of building off the success that she had from Watchmen and then co-directing the One Night in Miami, I think that was the movie was called. So yeah, shout out to her. Man, Sean, Mark, Legends of the Hidden Temple was something that I loved to watch as a kid, and the CW is rebooting it. That's one of the best pieces of news as far as a reboot I've heard in a long, long time.
We actually might be able to stop the episode right now and end on a super high note, because that is music to my ears. It's funny because when you brought that up in the pre-production, like, you know what they're going to bring back, a reboot, and I already knew, bro.
Yeah, dude, that show was I envision myself, and then you're always yelling at the screen, like they have the little medallions and they're getting caught by the Mayan or the Aztec guys, and they have to give them the pieces, like, and then they can't figure out how to put the 3 pieces of the monkey statue. I'm like, dude, you fucking idiot! It's this way. Oh man. I wanted to be on that show so bad, with Double Dare and Guts.
Oh, for sure.
I used to watch the old school, the supermarket sweep with my mom. I was like, oh, dude, I put all the heavy ass turkeys in the freaking cart. Go. Like, man, game shows, man, they've now since died away from me. But man, I want to be on hella game shows when I was a kid.
You know what, bro? It's funny because it's so easy for us to be like, we had hella figure that out. We had hella win that. I will say this: if there's one that, for you, The Amazing Race, that's another one I know you and your family super love. What would be the one show? Not to get off topic, but we're talking about it now. What would you want to be on?
I know my brother would want to be on Big Brother. My own brother.
What's the voiceover with the Asian guys talking? And there's a voiceover.
What?
What's that one game show? They had to go through obstacle courses.
Oh my god! Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That was hella funny.
Can't beat it, bro.
Dude, that's hilarious because I kind of want to know what they're saying for real. And obviously it's in Japanese, but then the English subtitle, it's dubbed in English. Oh my god! And the stuff that they say, it makes the show so good. But yeah, MXC for sure. What else? Amazing Race would be cool, but I don't know who I would go with. Because, I think, me and my brother would be cool, but then I'm like, nah, we'd freak out on each other. We'd kill each other, and, who has the patience, who's good at the problem solving, who's good at, dealing with people, because they have those episodes where they're in, India or Thailand where the traffic is just insane, just, it's hot and just, the emotions run wild and stuff. So I need to find that perfect partner, So, but for sake of argument, I'm going to say I'm going to bring my wife. All right?
Hey,
so I don't get in trouble.
Safe answer, bro. Can't go wrong with that.
Hell yeah. But Sean, you had a piece of news too.
I did, sir, and it comes from the world of Marvel. One of the actual movies that we were very big on. I think we all can say we enjoyed it, and it was very big for, obviously, women superheroes. Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, while she did wonderful with the first movie, unfortunately, it looks like she will be pursuing a new superhero role to be determined, and she will more than likely not be returning for a sequel. That is a word, right? Yeah, sequel for Captain Marvel. So that's, it's got the quotes rumor, but this has been going on for some time that things haven't been good. So it's likely she's probably done.
But they already have plans for Captain Marvel 2, so I wonder what they're going to do.
I don't even think they're naming it Captain Marvel 2, bro. I think,
it's Miss Marvel. Because it's Miss Marvel, right? It's the little girl. It's the younger girl who's she's Middle Eastern, right? She can stretch or whatever. Isn't she the one?
I believe so. And they have another movie. Oh man,
yeah, it's like Miss Marvel. It's like Miss Marvel. Yeah. I think you're right. And besides, even if they did have plans for a Captain Marvel 2 and then Brie Larson comes out, they can just have Monica Rambeau step in. She at one point was Captain Marvel. They can write her into Phase 4.
She's perfectly fine.
She's cool. She's cool. She's already been established in the MCU, so going forward, she could be that too. But that kind of sucks. That does kind of suck about Brie Larson. Although, did you ever see interviews and stuff where it was her with Don Cheadle and Chris Hemsworth, and then she says something, and then they're hell of off, standoffish with her. They did not like her. There is multiple stories where like no one got along with her. Like she was like, for lack of a better word, she was an asshole. So
You know what, bro? I mean, you look at those Marvel movies and you see all the colliding personalities, the high profile names. I mean, there has to be that one or two sour apple. There has to be. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and it sucks that it has to be her too, because she was kind of like, there's God, for every 5 superhero that are guys, there's one, be honest, maybe one super girl, one woman that's a superhero. So it sucks that, it has to be her, especially because Captain Marvel, man. I mean, we see how dominant she was in, Avengers Endgame, beating the hell out of Thanos. But no, it's unfortunate, but that is the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. And then, Mark, finally, you had some Carnage news, buddy.
I did have some Carnage news, unfortunately. Carnage, if you guys were looking forward to seeing him play on Disney Plus and all of your streaming services, it's not going to happen. I see here news that Carnage. Do you have a date for me, Mike? Hold on.
It was delayed like a second time, but it's 2021.
But the trailer came out obviously 3 days ago, and basically
September 24th, my friend, 2021.
Yep.
So
24th.
I think that HBO Max has decided to push their releases onto HBO Max into 2022.
Just through the end of the year.
Just through the end of the year, but obviously MCU not MCU, but Sony is doing away with that option and that viability because they want it to be just played on the movie theaters. And I mean, in a way, if you're holding some AMC, if you're holding some CNK stock, I think that's pretty good for you. I think that movie theaters need to come back. I think that it's time to get back. We're going to mention it in sports coming up here soon. I think that, it's time to start to get back to a little bit of reality here, guys, in our country. And why not let Sony Studios be the ones to first to do it? Because we all know damn well that Disney wouldn't be the first ones to do it, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't Black Widow when it comes out in July? Isn't that both?
That's both.
It's
That's
gonna be both.
It's both, right? So you could either pay the $30 or whatever, or you can go to the movie theaters. But that's still going to movie theaters. It's still the first movie to do that. So,
but yeah, I think that when you're really pressing a hard line and you're drawing it in the sand, saying, "Hey, it's either this side or that side. You're either going to watch it, you're either going to get it on streaming." But I think that a lot of people like yourself, Mike, and like myself that got kids, I think we're going to be a little bit sour when these streaming services start pulling all these brand new movies from us watching them on, from the comfort of our own house. Because
you're very right.
I think that Cinemark Studio or Cinemark Entertainment, I think that AMC Entertainment, I think that these movie theater chains in cohesiveness with the studios, the movie studios, I think that there's a bigger monopoly here than me and you and our streaming little lives would like to think so. So there's a lot more money to be made here, especially with how big these movies are getting and how big they were getting before the pandemic. Yet the pandemic came, slowed it down, kind of let us flirt with a little bit of how it could be by us just sitting at home. But it's not going to be that easy, guys. And I think that when all these movies are coming out and you're going to give us the opportunity and the, option to be able to choose whether we want to pay $30 from our house to be able to watch them and live stream them for 48 hours compared to going to the theaters, giving our kids, the experience, giving them the better popcorn. I just think that, that the movie theater and the entertainment world is going to eventually prevail. And I'm excited for that, guys. Give me your opinion. But in my opinion, I'm excited because I think that we need to get back to movie theaters. We need to get back to that Americana, and we need to get back to, living our lives, getting out there in public, talking to each other.
I mean, we're going to get more into that in sports, but bring back date nights, like I love going to the movies with my wife. I could drop the kids off at my parents' house, right there, and then go up a few exits to, up in Union City or down to Automall and stuff.
Little Freaky Fridays.
And listen to me, guys. And not every damn movie that comes out. Yes, a lot of them that have been coming out lately during this pandemic seem to be a little bit more family friendly. But don't get it twisted, guys. A lot of these movies that are going to come out are going to be a lot more adult oriented. That the husband, the wife are going to want to get out and watch it on their own.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're just going to have to get back to reality. I think it's going to be a slow and steady climb, but eventually, I think it's going to happen. And let's just see, man.
Yeah,
It
just
already is.
just like mentally for people too. They're going to want to get back to more of a sense of normalcy. Let's get more people back to work, especially these kids, like these younger people. Let's, give them my damn popcorn, fill my soda, give them my gummy bears, and let's get into that damn movie theater, So with that, that's the comic book section. And sports is coming up, but we're going to take a quick 3, 4, 5 minute break. But stay tuned. This is the Comic Bookies podcast, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
That's right, baby.
See you in a minute.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. That was the comics. This is the sports. Again, we are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Go check them out Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for all your comic booking needs. Please check out our YouTube and Twitch page. We are live right now, and we are live every Wednesday night, barring anything, unforeseen, ear infections. Check us out. Check out our other videos on YouTube. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias, and email us, thecomicbookies@gmail.com. Those are all the handles. Those are all the information. Tonight, I am drinking a Maui Brewing Company Bikini Blonde. Takes me back to, I actually went to the Maui Brewing Company. I'll never forget this day. This was 2014, I think. This was the World Cup. Me and my brother went to the brewing company. They opened up at like 7 a.m. because, of course, it's 3 hours even farther behind on California time. And this is when USA played Portugal in the World Cup. And Portugal, they tied it in the 80-something minute or 90s game. I was like, oh, dude. Yep. But that place was insane. It was like, my dad's like, no one's going to show up to a bar at 7 a.m. And sure enough, that place was freaking packed. And I had the time of my life with my brother. It was really, really cool. But cheers, fellas, to episode 112. Thank you so much for all of the people who are chiming in on YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, let's get into some sports, dudes. Oh, but by the way, breaking news, we're on the we're on the good news train. I just told Sean right now and Mark right now that my cousin Caroline just had her baby girl. So congratulations to her up in Great Falls.
Congratulations, Caroline.
Congrats, Great Falls.
Up in Great Falls, Montana. Yep.
Montana, baby.
As Outcast would say, Caroline.
There you go. But yeah, congratulations to her. My mom will be soon heading up there to help you with the baby soon enough. So she'll be, I think it's a Memorial Day weekend. She's heading up there to see the baby and help her out. So congratulations to her. Sports sections, fellas, let's do it. So talking to you guys in pre-production, we always run down what we're going to talk about. You have the NBA winding the regular season down, the playoffs starting next week. The NHL, the Sharks just had their last game because they're officially eliminated from the playoffs. So playoffs should be starting this weekend or next week sometime. You had a bunch of a golf tournament. You had all these things, but the one thing I kept coming back to was I kept hearing stories about how more and more things are opening up. And so I kind of wanted to shift gears on the sports section, and we can cover so many different sports, but kind of cover it all encompassing under one umbrella, and that is these things that are opening up, like right now. You had Jerry's World packed, like over 70,000 people for that Canelo fight, which I heard was an amazing fight. He put up a damn good fight, but unfortunately with those couple, those orbital bones being broken, unfortunately it sounds like he might not even fight again, which that's really, really sucks. He might not fully recover from that. Then you had the Atlanta Braves being the second team next to the Texas Rangers to have a fully packed house in Atlanta. And by the way, once you walk into the damn stadium, if you so choose they had a booth where you can get vaccinated. So, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to a game. It's full house. And you know what? The line's right there. F it. I'm going to get vaccinated at the same time. I thought that was pretty awesome. There's a golf tournament down in North Carolina that was packed to the guild. I think, did Rory win that one over the weekend?
I think Rory did, finally.
I know, right? And then finally the Darlington race. We'll get into that later, but Martin Truex wins at Darlington. That was a huge crowd as well. So let's talk about it, guys. We live in California where we have, the Giants. You can go to a game. They have, 25%, 50% capacity or whatever.
About 25 to 30%.
But you have to show either full vaccinations or a negative COVID test within the last 72 hours. I believe that's what the Warriors are, and the A's is just... They just have a percentage restrictions. Hopefully, I don't know when all of these sporting events are going to be shifting to full packed houses. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Well, I think we're just doing good as a country. I think collectively, because you haven't had that, there's a big outbreak here. Like, no matter how people's opinions are of the vaccines, it's definitely helped improve things. The NFL schedule came out today, and you're already seeing some teams front and center. Hey, we plan on having a full capacity opening week, including the Raiders, the Cowboys, even the Niners here from the Bay Area, where, things have definitely been a little bit more strict than other places. With that said, California has also said come June 15th, they're planning on doing a full opening. Masks will not be mandatory. So I just think we're kind of taking steps in the right direction to keep continuing to make things as normal as possible. Because let's be honest, this has definitely changed our life forever to a degree.
Yeah.
It's definitely implanted our life. Like, damn, we lived through that pandemic. No matter how people feel about it, taking politics out of it, just straight up, it has impacted our life one way or another. So going back to sports, I think is great because, I mean, watching that Atlanta game, watching the MMA fight, the previous one, where Masvidal got, knocked the hell out of the Canelo fight, watching that, it's just like, damn, that's normal to me. That's being at that, football game, that NASCAR race, that baseball game in the playoffs, whipping that towel around. Like, I want to be shoulder to shoulder with my neighbor. Like, that's what we're expecting. That's what we're hoping. So, I mean, even here in that Atlanta game, bro, you can get vaccinated at the game. Why not?
That's crazy.
For people who want to get vaccinated, bro, like, why not? That's awesome. So,
I mean,
hey, bro, I'm happy. I love it, man.
Because because I'm against both CNN and Fox News. Because at the end of the day, neither of them are a news station. They're a propaganda station. They're a propaganda station. They're going to spit at you, the story a certain way to them to make you feel a certain way. Both the big guys, right? But it's what's being controlled. So as far as what we know, the South is against masks, and they have not really quarantined at all, since COVID hit, maybe for the first few months. But then to see a story that is in Atlanta, you have a place where you can get vaccinated at the same time as you can have a full crowd, that's like amazing to me. And I don't know if I saw that in the news at all. I think that would be a huge piece of news to where it's not only like, one side saying, oh my God, another stadium's opening up fully. Oh God, here comes the COVID, here it comes, mass, positive tests, but then you can get vaccinated there too. I think that's pretty amazing. And for over 50% of American adults being vaccinated already, now we need to get to the point where, or ask ourselves, are we going to get to the point where all stadiums, all arenas are going to be fully open, and then let's have these adults make these, calculated decisions themselves. Weigh out the risks, and if you're still all about just either staying at home or being safe, that's fine. We don't going to judge you. You're just not going to go. And then if you were from the beginning, you were like, nah, this is just like, this is a hyped up flu. Then now you can go, and you can be shoulder to shoulder with someone and experience what you experienced in 2019 and before,
And I really appreciate and, take into consideration what these sports teams and leagues are trying to do. Just, in my opinion, ain't no one showing up for a goddamn sports game trying to get damn vaccinated, bro. You just had how many damn beers in the parking lot? You just had how many damn bratwursts? So many damn you're not going into a game thinking, okay, I'm gonna go get vaccinated yet. Don't let me explain myself. I am not excluding what sports leagues, what teams in general are trying to do. Yes, I do think that it's a positive direction. You got McDonald's announcing today that they're going to team up with the government to try to, put stuff on their cups to try to get people to take the vaccine. Obviously, there's people in this country that are still against it. There's people in this country that feel like there's no need for it. There's people in this country that feel like it's just somewhat of the flu. Whatever your politics are, whatever the hell, you decide to do with your body and yourself. But at the end of the day, it's my body, it's me. So if you're going to be the same people fighting for that stance and saying that it's my body, it's me too, what can I do with my body? Why are you going to be the same people arguing against the fact of the people that don't want to get the damn vaccine? I think at the end of the day, I personally haven't gotten it. Not to get political, my brothers here on this podcast, have gotten it. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, cheers to you guys, because I truly believe that whether I get it, whether you guys get it, whether you guys do not get it, at the end of the day, in 5-10 years, I'm going to be here celebrating the 500th episode of Comic Bookies podcast with my brothers.
I mean,
because
you know what?
I believe in faith. I believe in my health. I believe in my risks. I believe in the data. I believe that I'm under 50, over 10 years under 50, and that, I personally don't feel like I need it, but that's no one to judge me or you guys or, based on whoever wants it. We're all friends. We're all getting along. We don't even got to disclose that information. It's just, it seems like, there's something going on now that you got to know if I got it. You got to know if you got it. You got to get the passport. You got to get this. Since when was it all the years I've been alive, I've never had to like put my health history on the line as much as I feel like I've had to here in 2021.
Yeah, just for kids,
so,
I mean, like that's the only thing I can think of is kids need the Tdap shot and all those different vaccines. When they go to like a public school, and and that's fine. That's like the last thing that I've heard of. But yeah, I mean, and you know what? We don't even need a cheers from you, Mark. Thank you, but no thank you. Like whether you want to take it or not take it, like let's just all be like
the last thing we're worried about, bro. We love you either way, man.
I mean, I just want to go to a damn game with you guys. I'm going to the Las Vegas race. And you know what I'm hoping for in September is that it's a full freaking race. And when I go with Forrest, hopefully Sean and our other boys go in September. Hopefully we're shoulder to shoulder with some strangers on the right and some strangers on the left. That's what I'm hoping for. So I can see a damn good race, and hopefully Larson wins the playoff race and gets to the round of 12 there. But that's here, that's for another podcast, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, I just love seeing it, though. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't let the whole thing that you see on the big news stations and people fighting on Twitter and fighting on Facebook about, getting a vaccine, not getting a vaccine, this and that, left and right, red and blue. Like, no. I love seeing that, and days and weeks after those big events and all those thousands of people are there and I don't see anything as far as positive COVID tests, bring on more. That's what I say. Because I'm already vaccinated. I'd like to take my wife going on a little mini vacay with my son in Labor Day weekend. I want to go take my daughter. A's are on the road. I want to go take her to a Giants game against the Dodgers. Giants-Dodgers. I want to go. I want to take her to a game, and I hope it's not 25% capacity. I hope it's at least 50, 75, or whatever. But damn, it's gonna feel good to have my 3-year-old sit in a seat for maybe 2 innings and then chase her around the concourse. But yeah, that's what I want to get back to. I want to get back to that feeling of me taking her to her first game in August of 2019 or 18. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to feel that again.
It's a good thing to just think of those future memories and to, again, go into where sports are continuing to go. Because, I mean, it sucks. It actually almost always comes down to, at this point, are you vaccinated or not? And I think what Mark said it really is true. You can't really judge someone whether they get vaccinated or not. I'm not here to get political. I'm not here to get into details on what the vaccine actually does. But it's true. A lot of these stadiums have made their decisions to a degree. Are you vaccinated or not? Or obviously, have you tested negative or not?
Yeah.
And it's really been, I think, the safest way. That I will stand by. I actually support it. Like Oakland, I mean, shoot, they're just straight up, hey, we're doing minimal capacity. Let's get people up in here. Let's,
wear your masks or whatever. It's
definitely, bro. And I just think in the end, like, you kind of just get back to common sense and, washing your hands, if you feel sick, don't freaking go out and spread it. Like, just have mutual trust, man. Because I think going forward, down the road, the comic bookies are going to be at the NFL draft next year in Las Vegas. I'm with the Niner fans. We're all together. Like, I want to be freaking with the 21st pick in the draft. I want to get crazy with everybody. Like, I want to have fun. I don't want to be sitting there like, hold on, are you vaccinated? Hold on, dude. Man.
Can I see your card, please?
Can you
see your card?
You're waiting for your lobster roll in your bleacher section. That's asking me, can I get your vaccination?
Come on, man.
I'm gonna get mine laminated and shit. I'm gonna get freaking cool. I'm gonna bedazzle it, have little chains hanging from it, dude. It's gonna be sick, bro.
God, that's what they want. That's what these commies want you to do, bro. Okay. That's what they want you to do, bro.
All right. But
stay strong. Stay strong, my patriot. Stay strong, my patriot.
But damn, dude. So baseball's going good right now. The A's and Giants are in first place. It's fabulous to see that.
This is another.
How is that even possible?
The Owens. I heard you guys say it plenty of times last week. The Owens, and they're freaking, they're beating the Red Sox in Boston. While they're reading their Geiges.
So you're telling me they're gonna beat them in Boston? They beat them tonight. Was it like 6-1 in Boston? But I'll tell you what, the Geiges. I'll tell you what right now. I think that, hey, It's early. There's still a
It
lot
is
of baseball
early.
to be played. There's still a lot of baseball to be played,
Hey,
guys.
coming from a Giants fan, though, I'll be the first to say if there's a team
There he
between both of
is.
us that probably won't sustain it. I'm not shy to say it probably is the Giants. You're looking at an older team. You're looking at a team that we've almost, to a degree, been really overachieving. Let's kind of be honest. But it's not to say. I'll stand by what I said last week too. Can we definitely be a wild card team? Make a couple additions later in the season, hands down. Because what I've seen so far, man, what we just said, man, the A's and Giants are in first place. About almost 35, 40 games into the season. That's pretty damn
I'm going to
good.
remind you, Sean, I'm going to give you a little history lesson here. 2010,
Tell
2012, 2014.
Tell me, baby.
Didn't you guys kind of overachieve those 3 years too? So if history is repeating itself, then no, the Giants are going to do something more than the A's will. The A's will forever disappoint me, just like the city that they play in right now is going to disappoint me, and they're going to force them to ship off to Las Vegas or Portland or whatever the hell other city.
But I will say this though, bro, too, because at least on those teams we had a young buster. We actually had you guys had Matt Cain. You kind of we don't have that. We had like Gossman this year. We had Lincecum.
You had Lincecum. You had Mad Bum. Yeah.
You had some names that you're like, okay, those guys actually are some of the premier players in the league. I mean, now I'm talking about freaking Logan Webb, Gossman. I can't even name half our damn rotation probably.
So that's true.
So, we'll see though what happens. Like I said, we're enjoying it, and I always tell my boys this: when your baseball team specifically is doing good, it makes baseball 100 times more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about baseball specifically, but it's definitely a good ride right now.
Yeah.
And hey, Oakland, bro, hey, big respect because they definitely were the Owens, and now it's the best record in baseball.
Finally, getting to Aaron's question: do you think the A's will move? You know what? At this point, go ahead. Leave it to Oakland to f something up like that. $12 billion development plan, that's not going to get passed. And the only thing they want to do, they want to privately fund this stadium, and all they want to do is to fix the roads leading up to it, up to Howard Terminal. How is that not feasible? How, Sway? Come on, Mark, give it to me. How, Sway?
How, Sway?
Come on now.
I'm going to give it to you.
This is a no-brainer. Like the Giants were going to move. The Giants gave... the A's gave the rights for them to move to Tampa.
Way to Tampa, baby.
Come on. And then they build a beautiful, what was it, Monster Park or Pac Bell Park, whatever.
Pac Bell, baby.
It's changed.
Yes, and then we got this bullshit leader and Mayor Libby Schaff over here. I'm sorry. I don't care if you guys attack me, but it's time to say it here on the Comic Bookies podcast. F you, Libby Schaff. Because you want to keep on sticking your politics to us. You keep on trying to tell us that you're shovel ready for the A's to get this beautiful waterfront ballpark at Howard Terminal, but it's all bullshit. The A's say, this is via ABC7 News, they say they're committed to stay in Oakland, but it's just taking so long to move forward on the project. The budget said it could cost $850 million, and the A's released their financial plan just 3 weeks ago. The A's are privately financing the ballpark itself, said Schaff. But for this to be successful, we all need to make the transportation improvements beyond the ballpark and deliver community benefits. This is what Oakland wants. Oakland is basically sticking into the A's, and Oakland is telling the A's, this Democratic damn Libby Schaff is saying, A's, if you want to build at Howard Terminal, you're going to have to build the infrastructure, and it's not just going to be the ballpark that's going to be leaning on your shoulders, because your whole damn lower lumbar is going to be hurting, because Mr. Cavill, you're going to be having to be paying for all this extra infrastructure going into this damn Oakland, terminals, bar infrastructure, roads. Libby Schaff doesn't just want the
She's
A's
giving us the shaft, bro.
Yeah, she's giving us the shaft. She's giving the A's infrastructure deals, especially with Joe Biden obviously trying to propose and pass these infrastructure deals. It's just going south here, and the MLB sees it. The MLB is getting tired of this BS.
They need the A's. They need the A's to make money. They're not making sufficient money right now.
That's what it is.
The owners got money, but the problem is that the team's not making money. Exactly, Mike.
Even during COVID, they're not making enough money to suffice this. So I don't know. Move. I don't care. As long as the A's.
I do care though. That's what I'm saying. This is the last stand that Oakland's got to keep their team.
As long as you don't change the
LeBron line.
They've won four World Series, Michael. 4 World
Then-
Series,
three in a
Sean.
They've been
row.
to 6.
Okay. Yes, but so the Oakland Raiders, you got how many in this town?
2.
2. 1
Two.
in LA.
1 in LA, 2 here. You got the Warriors with how many in this town?
3.
No.
3.
4.
Okay. So, yes.
Years ago. It may have been number 4. I don't know if that was
Yeah, they won in
San Francisco. I think it
75.
was here.
In 74.
So 75 was Oakland still, right? Not Frisco?
Yeah, I believe
So
I believe
nonetheless, this team, besides
I
the
think so.
Warriors, what they have given us, in 2015 and whatnot, but this city is striving. I mean, you got the tech coming into here. You got a lot of money pouring into the city. You got the 6th highest GDP in the whole world. You know, California can be its own damn country if they wanted
They
to.
don't care
And how
about
the heck-
sports, bro. They don't care.
Oakland doesn't care about
That's why San
sports. They
Francisco.
don't.
That's why the
That's-
49ers went from San Francisco to Santa Clara, because San Francisco didn't want them. They want to build high-rise buildings for offices and apartments that they're going to charge $4,000 a month, and they're going to charge
Highest
over $1
rent in the
million
US.
for a
Yes,
condo.
Okay. But do you hear about the A's trying to charge $4,000 for a lakefront water park, condo in Lake Merritt in Oakland? No.
It will be in Howard Terminal.
Guaranteed.
Then why can't Libby Schaff get this damn ball rolling, bro?
She
Why?
doesn't care, bro. She doesn't care. This is a political move for sure. Oh, this is her little quote I sent you guys. This is our time to come together.
Because she wants to get you, she wants to get me, and she wants to get all the damn taxpayers of Alameda County to have to damn pay a damn tax in order to have this ballpark, I wouldn't say the ballpark was, because I do think that in somewhat, I mean, I haven't dug too much into it, but I do think that the A's ownership and the A's, front office probably got, private, investments. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like what the Giants did over there in San Francisco. I think that the A's, probably coming from the Bay Area, would have that same option as well.
They just don't
I
want
just
to
think that
Mount
Libby
Davis,
Schaff.
bro.
I just think that Libby Schaff is just trying to get all the taxpayers for all the damn infrastructure deals to try to make Oakland better. I just
be
think that's
her
bullshit.
Oakland, bro.
Because
It's her
all of
Oakland.
the other damn A's fans that have come from all over the Bay Area, we don't give a damn about you guys trying to defund the damn police, and now you guys are begging for $10 million to get funded back into the police. F you, Libby Schaff. F you, Oakland. You guys better just keep our goddamn team out here, because this is bullshit, okay? We're the highest GDP of any damn state in this damn country. We could be our own damn country with the 6th highest GDP in all of the world. So you know what? We got players out here. We got hedge fund managers. We got all types of people. The A's, how many people went into them and freaking, invested into the Warriors before? When I was a fan back then, they were probably barely worth $1 million or $1 billion, $500,000, right? $500 million.
Yeah.
Now these guys are
10.
worth 4.6
Yeah.
billion. Why? Because you got the right investors, you get the right capital, you get the right team, you make the right choices. That's all it is. That's all baseball is a business.
Yeah.
That's why MLB is trying to force the A's hand, and this is all a business because the MLB is getting sick of it. It's been going on for 12, 14 years that I've been dealing with it, thinking they were going to come to Fremont, and I'm sick of it, guys. I'm getting fired up here.
But
If you guys are fired up, if you guys are A's fans, if you guys are MLB fans, let us know. This is a shitty-ass Coliseum we've been playing in ever since the goddamn 60s. It's underwater every damn year. The clubhouse, the visiting clubhouse has to play in oversized feces toilets, overflowing in their damn clubhouse. It's BS.
Bro,
let's get it right.
Because the city of Oakland, the taxpayers don't want to do another Mount Davis either. They don't want to do what they're still paying off from 1995. So it's
and I feel you on that. But this is a whole different sport. This is a smaller stadium.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with 50, 60,000 seats. You're dealing with 19 to 25,000. You're dealing with a smaller scope. Huh?
more than that. Just an average baseball. How many seats does AT&T Park fill? Over 40,000.
I was gonna say in the 40s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be around there. It won't be
But
it
I
won't be
do know
FedEx
that
Field or
Oakland
whatever. That's like
trying to keep it
80,000.
smaller.
Yeah.
Oakland was keeping it smaller than most baseball parks.
Yeah, it's not going to be a 65,000, 63,000 seats like what
or even a
Odako is.
40,000. I heard that the
Well, I
highest.
think to answer your question, Aaron, we probably think they're moving.
Yeah, dude, what the
not
hell
that
did you
we
do,
want
Aaron?
them to, but it's almost why not? I think at this point, like it sucks because the history, and it's like the LeBron line. Oakland, how many teams have you lost? Not one, not two. I mean, it's gonna be probably not three. I mean, and it sucks. I mean, like I said, I love the Frisco teams, Giants, Niners.
So F you
but
in your opinion, Sean, because
but it
they're not
doesn't take
moving.
away
I'm
from-
telling
I
you,
love
they ain't
winning
moving,
these
baby.
games.
I actually believe in Oakland this time. I'm telling you, I think that this is the final straw. MLB sticking it to them, and I'm telling you right now, if I was to bet right now, I would bet most of, not all my savings, because this damn Oakland, you can never bet all your savings on them. But I'm telling you, Oakland is actually going to fight for this team, in my opinion. I don't know how hard, but I don't see them leaving. Guys, let us know. Do you see the
just
Oakland
don't
A's
know,
leaving
like-
Oakland? Sean,
Other than loyalty and I guess the history, it's like, why would you want to stay there when they can go to a city who would, hey, the gates are open. You can,
They
I
have a
guarantee
stadium
you,
in Vegas
Portland,
already too.
Vegas, they can probably go freaking build a stadium, agree on a stadium within, oh God, how quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you, bro.
And they already have a stadium to play at. In the meantime, they can just play where the Vegas, the Aces or the 51s play.
The 51s, baby.
So, I don't know.
We'll see what happens, but it's a terrible situation. I want to say bad. It's a terrible situation.
I want them to
go
stay
back
in
those
Oakland.
players,
I don't want to
man.
lose another team. I don't want to lose a team, right? But as
last team.
long as the Raiders stay the Raiders, same color scheme, same Raiders team, as long as the A's keep the elephant, keep the history, keep the green and gold, I'll be a fan wherever they move to. So I hope that they, don't become the Las Vegas freaking slot machines, but what can I do about it? I can only hope for the best and, prepare for the worst. But anyways, let's get into what? Oh, the NFL schedule. So, Sean, you mentioned it. So some pretty. Actually, you know what? This year was filled with like all of the cool little videos that teams put together.
Yeah.
Like the Raiders had.
Charles Woodson got me pumped up in that Raider one, bro. I liked it.
It's crazy. But the Raiders they opened this year at home against Baltimore on Monday night. Then they go to Dallas on Thanksgiving, I think. So they have a pretty tough
they
schedule.
go to Pittsburgh week 2.
They got a pretty tough schedule, man. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Miami. They got Cleveland down at the end of the season. And, of course, they have teams that are not pushovers in the L.A. Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs 4 times,
Division.
Who knows who's starting at quarterback for the Bears come like week 4 or 5 when they play them. So,
Fields for sure.
yeah. So, Sean, what the Niners, man? What are some of the highlights from their schedule?
We got 5 primetime games, so it's been pretty good.
5, not 1,
Yes.
not 2.
Not 2. We got 5.
Not
We
3?
actually had like 4 or 5 in the past.
Wait, not
handful of
4?
years. Not 4. Not 4.
Not 4.
Here was a crazy stat, which actually was pretty okay. God, hopefully it works. The last 2 times in the 49er history that they have opened up the season against Detroit, they have won the Super Bowl. And sure enough, they're opening up in Detroit this year. So I seen that. I got your boy a little
Against
happy.
Jared Goff.
Hey, Jared Goff, bro. Hey, I can see that being. Sorry, Gratz. I can see that being a win. I won't say easy win because teams are going to be teams, but typical schedule: Seattle Rams, Arizona. We got Indianapolis, a tough team. Green Bay, a tough team. We're in Philly, so in Philly, I always say is a pretty tough matchup. Atlanta, Houston, Minnesota. So, hey, stay healthy. I think that goes for the Niners and Raiders. Because again, the Raiders last year, I wrote them a lot of games last year, and they were very impressive. While they, of course, had a couple of those letdowns and those winnable spots, but I did see the Raiders schedule. It is pretty hard, but just they stay healthy, and I think maybe despite not making the playoffs, like hopefully we want them to be at this point. They definitely have been improved.
Okay.
When you kind of look at the big picture with Gruden, they have improved.
So we're getting a few questions and comments, and we need to do for both of our teams, the Raiders and the 49ers. Let's go through the schedule and quickly let's go and predict an early prediction of the record. Okay, So
You want to go your team first or mine? I got mine in front.
I have the Raiders schedule up here. Sean, you have your Niners schedule up right now? Okay, let's go 49ers first. Okay, go game by game, and then Sean, Mark, and myself will just throw out wins, like win or loss, and the majority rules on that one.
Okay, Niners at Detroit.
That's a win.
Win.
Niners at Philly.
That's a win.
Draw.
Jalen Hurts.
That's a win.
Okay. Niners at home primetime versus Green Bay.
If Aaron Rodgers plays, it's a loss.
I'm going with game 2. I'm going with Philly. Actually, me and Mike are 1-1 on this one.
Okay.
And then what was the third game?
Niners at home versus Green Bay.
Niners at home. I'm gonna go with Niners.
Niners at home versus Seattle.
Well, Sean, you got to give a vote too because we got to have a majority tiebreaker.
I go Niners. Oh man. Okay, so just in the first 4 games, Niners are 3-1. Let's just say that Niners are 3-1 first 4 games.
No, 2-2.
I say 2-2 as well.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
But I am going to give you I'm going to give you a season split against Seattle. So when it comes back around to Seattle, I'm going to give you a win.
Yep. Niners at Arizona.
Ooh.
Arizona,
just because they always play tough against them.
Niners at let's go Arizona that game. Niners at home versus Indianapolis. Prime time. I pick the Niners to win this game. I think that'll be a split right there.
Niners for sure.
Jesus is so hard.
That's what she said.
Niners at Chicago.
Win.
Niners.
Win.
Niners at home versus Arizona. I pick Niners. We split versus Arizona in my opinion.
Got it.
Niners at home versus LA. I think we
Niners
split versus them surprisingly. So I'll give the Niners the win here.
I have the Niners 5-3 so far.
Niners at Jacksonville.
Niners.
Niners at home versus Minnesota. Niners.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one, but I would say Niners.
Kirk Cousins, I just don't have faith in. Here's the second game: Niners Seattle. So you hit the Niners this game.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Niners at Cincinnati. Can this be a little
trap game?
They
played really tough against Seattle, and then they got their ass. They played up for.
Because that's a primetime game for Seattle too.
Yeah, we're coming up with some good lines here pretty soon, guys. We're coming up with some future.
Who do the Niners play after Cincinnati? I'm going to ask you that.
At home versus Atlanta. The Niners.
Okay, so I'm going to give the Niners Cincinnati and Atlanta. Go ahead.
Okay, and then I know you're going to pick the Niners to lose this. We play Thursday night, the week of the Atlanta game, at Tennessee, Derrick Henry. So you're going to pick
probably. Yeah, that's actually good analysis, though, being a Thursday, yeah.
That's the trap game. Then the Niners come back after a long week versus the Deshaun-less Houston Texans. I pick the Niners. We end on the road in L.A.
Do you want to split this one, or do you want to say a season sweep?
You know what? The Niners are going to sweep them.
Okay.
We swept them the past 2 seasons.
I got
where we had 11 or 12.
That's the whole schedule for the Niners?
I got 13. I got 13-4.
Jesus.
Hey, I like that. 13-4, 12-5 is a good number. That gets you to the playoffs, in my opinion.
Okay, so Raiders, here we go. At home against
There
Baltimore.
it is, Raider fans. Let us know.
Okay, who is the next game against?
At home against the Dolphins. We have I'm sorry. It's left to right in Pittsburgh. That Sunday. So you have a Monday night and then
Raiders split.
Pittsburgh.
Raiders
week
split.
Raiders split that.
I'm going Raiders actually win opening week.
Okay.
Yes, Raiders will win opening
Dude,
week.
yeah, that's going to be freaking, as the young kids say, lit, because you have the first game where they're actually going to be freaking fans there. And it's supposed to be full capacity. There's also a new quote-unquote nightclub that will be opening in the end zone. The first nightclub at a NFL stadium. Where else would it be? Vegas, baby. Okay, so not on the road finally, but the Raiders are at home against the Dolphins. What do you say?
Oh, man, you know what? If Tua's starting, I said it. Raiders. Okay. It is finally time.
Okay.
Raiders will be. Raiders are winning in Vegas, bro.
So at LA Chargers, I'm gonna say that they split. So next time we come back around, I'll say split.
Back around. Okay,
at home against the Bears, I'll go Raiders.
Raiders.
In Denver, depending on who's quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers is quarterback, obviously I'm going to take the Broncos. But if not, they just can't seem.
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater throwing to the 2 new receivers that they got, Judy and what's his name?
They still have Cortland Sutton when he's
that's
healthy.
right.
The
You know
dude
what?
from Penn State, Cam.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Damn.
I'm gonna go Raiders again.
No.
I'll go Raiders in this game. Yes.
Raiders
Damn.
at home against Philadelphia.
Damn. Man. I just because it's Denver, Philly, they got to have a letdown in one of those. So I picked the Philly loss.
Okay, Raiders at New York Giants. I say that the Raiders might win at home against Philly, but then lose to freaking the Giants. You know,
This will actually be the split. So this will be the split. You know, I give them Philly, but they lose Giants.
I don't think the Raiders are good enough to split again against the Chiefs. I'm going to give the first game a loss. Raiders at home against Cincinnati. Give them a win.
Give them a win.
Thanksgiving, Raiders at Cowboys.
You know what? I pick a loss. I'll be honest. I unfortunately pick a loss.
Raiders at home against the Washington football team. If they can score points on the defense, you know.
That's what scares me because you know what? I pick a loss.
Okay. Raiders at Chiefs. That's a loss. It's a loss until Mahomes dies.
I'll take
So,
Raiders
you know
for
what
the win.
though? That makes that Washington game. That might be their game of the season. That's going to make it so important so you don't lose 3 in a row right there.
Yeah, true.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah, very true. Let's go with the next one is in Cleveland. Last time they played in Cleveland with a similar team, they won. So that's a tough one. That's one of the, that's one of those games where it's like Cleveland's going to be, not a big favorite, but they're going to be.
Which Cleveland's showing up, man?
You know what? Let's throw a wild card win in there. Let's just throw one in there.
Yeah.
At home against
you guys a win
home against Denver on day after Christmas. Raiders in Indianapolis.
That is going to be hard. It's with Carson Wentz, which man.
That's a loss.
Yeah, I love Indy. I just don't know about Carson Wentz.
Especially if the Raiders are kind of,
one.
not looking good in the playoff picture. That's a loss. And then the Raiders at home against the Chargers. That was the win because I said a split. So I have 10-7 for the Raiders. Early predictions.
10-7, and that's a productive season. I mean, the wild card. They added the extra spot, correct?
And I think so. So Aaron, so that was going back to the schedule. I go back to our chat, and Aaron said that Raiders are going to go 11-6. We were one off. So you're one off.
Because Aaron probably
That's a pretty good prediction, Aaron.
Yeah, about 10-6. I think 11-6 is definitely, I think, a little overachieving, which is good actually. I mean, that's where you actually want them at. Like, okay, they're taking the strides.
I look at a couple different websites, and right before the season starts, I go with what prediction is like the best record. Like, if the best record is going to be 12-5, I decrease it by about 2 or 3 games. What they're really going to be. That's my rule of thumb. But Joe asks, how do you feel about Carr? He's fine. There's no reason why I would ever take Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. That's not the problem. The problem is the other 11 guys who can't stop the other team from freaking scoring.
If you see Carr's statistics, and I'm paying that guy under $30 million, it's facts. He is not the problem. The running back's not the problem. You need to just get that offensive line solidified. You obviously have a new defensive coordinator, so this is where we can now actually judge if the defense is as bad as maybe we think it is. I mean, we got a damn good defensive coordinator now with the Las Vegas Raiders. So I think this. I know. From the perspective of the comic bookies representing them, I think it's gonna be a good situation for them to actually. Okay, let's not freaking. Who's you guys like Gunther last year?
Oh God, freaking
exactly.
Butthole.
Exactly. So I think you guys are definitely going to be in a way better defensive situation. And I'm telling you, bro, that's going to win the Raiders a lot of football games if they're Gus Bradley, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, historically, defensive coordinator. So
for Raider Nation fans out there that might be listening in, I know we kind of try to be down a couple times here on check down Charlie, but I think that nonetheless, I think that Derek Carr, obviously coming out of Fresno State, we had high hopes for him coming out of that second round. And what was that, Mike? I know you called it that 31 or that 32nd pick, or was it
2016?
20? Hey, baby, I remember.
Before that,
I remember betting on this guy all through college. Mike told me that he wanted him, and here we are, you guys. I mean, we're sitting here with him now playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. Started his career obviously in Oakland, but nonetheless, here he is. 6 years later, playing for LV Raiders. 170 touchdowns. His yards are at 26,000, almost 29,000 yards. Touchdown percentage is pretty good at about 5%. His interceptions, 71 interceptions, kind of high, but I think that we can't sit here and kind of judge Carr and whatnot because there's so many teams out there. We talk about it. We talk about it in pre-production. How many of these damn teams, like John Elway, has been trying to, draft a perfect quarterback? The Jets, they're in and out of it every damn year. You just can't seem to find that guy. And the Raiders, they were lucky enough to get this draft pick in the second round, although early in the second round, but yet he's been a winner for them, guys. As much as we want to, talk down on him, but I would rank him right now. Obviously, he's top 10, maybe 7 or 8 quarterback in the league that I would take on my team. So
7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
yes.
know about no 7 or 8.
I'll give him like 12.
Top 12. Yes,
12.
Number.
I mean, but where would Garrett Carr be if he didn't break his leg in that, that faithful
MVP season.
Fateful Christmas Eve day at home against the Colts? What if
So
he didn't break his leg?
Who's better?
Who?
Let me pull up. Obviously, I got to see the names ahead of me, so I don't put the line.
So Garoppolo?
No.
Exactly.
A healthy Garoppolo, I would take. A healthy
Kyler
Garoppolo.
Murray?
In the end, right now, he has to prove it. So, yes.
I wouldn't say
right now,
that a healthy Garoppolo is that much better than a healthy Carr. Miss me with that BS, bro.
Oh, no, that's a split
I'm
probably.
sorry.
Okay, so
Kyler Murray, a healthy Kyler Murray, a healthy Carr. You got to think about the system that they're running. You got to think about how long they've been with the team, how long they've been. There's so much factors that go into this, man.
Okay, so you're
gonna tell me Kyler Murray? No, I'd rather have Derek Carr. Okay, who else? Russell Wilson.
Right now, I'd take Kyler Murray. Right now, 100%. 100%.
Going
now, I would
like going forward too. Like you want to say
hopefully that proves you right in the 2 games that you play him against in the NFC West. 100%.
When was the last time they made the playoffs? There's no doubt. But I mean, at the same time, I'm lucky to be a Niner fan, so I'm not going to get into that. But right now, yes, I would take Kyler Murray. If anybody told me they would take Derek Carr over Kyler Murray, right now, I mean, no.
Is this for one season or for the future? If it's for the future, like I think it's more of a toss-up for one season. If you want to go future, Kyler Murray in a heartbeat. I mean, screw him for not taking the A's and going to the NFL, but I would take Kyler Murray for the next 5 to 7 years over Derek Carr for sure.
I think Carr's in you forget like the first 8 quarterbacks. Let's get into like this part of this. So Kyler, we just talked about him. Who would you rather have? Carr or Stafford? Skill-wise, I think Stafford's a way better quarterback.
No, right. I wouldn't say way better quarterback. Come on.
Yes.
Now going forward for the next 7 years, I'll take Derek Carr at that point. I take Derek Carr it's for the next 7 years.
For the long term, 100%. Just right now, would you go Carr or Herbert? Forget the long term, just how good Herbert was last year. Who would you take?
I'd still take Carr over Herbert right now. But for the future, Herbert's going to be a star.
Carr or Tannehill?
Oh. that running game bails him out, man. He's not that good.
Carr or Mayfield?
Carr over Mayfield.
Carr or Matt Ryan?
Who?
Carr or Matt Ryan?
Carr.
Okay. So you're in the top 10 to top 12 range.
I'm in my top 12. I have my Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, I'm saying
I have my Tom Brady.
You're looking at like the top quarterbacks. Tom Brady, he's not better than him. Aaron Rodgers is not better than him. Mahomes is not better than him. Josh Allen, he's not better than him. Russell Wilson, he's not better than him. Healthy, non-sexual Deshaun Watson, he's not better than Deshaun Watson either.
No, he's not.
But
true.
There's the intangible. All right, here we go. Carr, Dak Prescott.
Carr.
That's funny.
And I'll come out on a limb and say that this is going to be a great year for Carr. I'm telling you right now. I've been in the desert before. I know how things work out there before the water comes running down. And I'm telling you, man, Carr with that nightclub being pumped out there, with the fans finally being in their home stadium after
dope,
all
dude.
the shenanigans.
Stadium, fans,
I
baby.
am
Oh,
telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you right now, with the odds of let me pull up these NFL odds, but I'm telling
But I
you
mean,
right now,
let's see. Who else?
I think that the Raiders are primed this year to not just make winning NFC or sorry AFC West championship winning push. I think that the Raiders are primed to really make a pretty good push going into the playoffs. And mark my words on this. I'm telling you, if they can survive the injury bug, if they can find a little bit of help on that defense, I think that just what they got going for them, what the league is kind of, wants to bring the whole, stigma to Las Vegas with the draft obviously returning back there next year and everything. I just think that the Raiders are in a prime position to shine. I'm not saying that it's 100% they're going to, but I'm really, really optimistic on them, not just because I'm a fan. I just think that they've been striving for so long. They've been trying for so hard. They've been getting
situation's right. You are right. The situation's 100%.
I mean, ever since Jack Del Rio, bro. I mean, they've been grinding. They've been trying. They've been, going through so many coordinators, through so many coaches, through this and through the BS. I feel like they finally went to Vegas. Now, they get to Vegas, they can't do what they want to finally do because of the pandemic. I feel the pandemic is slowly starting to, fall off, right? So I think that the Raiders, I think that they're primed to make a push in the AFC West and in these playoffs, man.
Is this it for Carr, though? If he doesn't, for both of you guys, is this it for Carr?
Well, it sure as hell is not it for Gruden. Gruden's in for the long haul. You want to say Gruden's ever been on a hot seat? Never. There's a reason why they gave him the keys to the castle. 10 years, $100 million. He will never be on a hot seat. Never. After the 10-year contract's up, then they'll consider oh, you know what? Should we move on? But he is here for a decade of destruction. And that's either a good destruction or a bad destruction. We don't know. But so far, it hasn't been that good. And I don't see...
Okay, so who's gonna beat us in the West?
We're gonna finish third place this year in the West.
No, we're not.
It's gonna be you guys are the Chargers second place, and
I think we need to pick up.
you're not. I
think we need to pick up someone like Richard Sherman. Like a veteran presence who can show these young DBs what's up. I think who's the defensive lineman? Isn't it Ingram? Isn't he?
Melvin Ingram from the LA Chargers. That would be another huge one.
If we pick him up, I have more confidence in this 11-6, 10-7, and then with the expanded playoffs, who knows? I'm optimistic for not a mediocre season, but just above average season that would squeak you into the playoffs. But I don't know.
A wild card, yeah.
I mean, it's early, but that's why we love football. There's something every single week that would get us to talk about something, whether it's free agency, this, Aaron Rodgers drama, that, the draft, now the schedule release. Dude, they know what they're doing. They're so smart at the NFL. It's a reason why it's the number one rated sport. Come on, dude. What would the three top sports that you would want to watch for the rest of your life? For me, NFL, college football, and then maybe baseball or something. But someone called in the radio the other day, was like, oh, take the NFL, college football, and then the NFL draft. That's the three best things about sports right now. You know what? That's actually pretty true when you talk about actual physical ratings.
No, F you. F all you guys. I'm going with my beloved goddamn football. Whether it's pro and college, whether it's football, the footies. Give me some San Jose Earthquakes tonight and some Liverpool Reds on the weekend. Hey, guys, and at the end of the day, I got to go with my NASCAR, man, because there's nothing like NASCAR, man.
Well,
there's nothing like it brings the family together. There's nothing that brings the joy of going to a race and the experience of that damn day that I can explain to you guys. If you guys haven't checked out a NASCAR race, make it to your local track and make sure you do so ASAP.
Well, that was super, super fun, guys. But speaking of the pavement, let's end the sports on a high note like this. So the Darlington, the throwback week, our boy Michael Marutz was right. It didn't feel the same way. It wasn't the Southern 500 as it usually is. It's usually raced on Labor Day weekend, and it was just raced in a random week. I think it's definitely due to COVID, but the crowd was packed. Amazing. We thought Kyle Larson had it at the end with like 20 more laps to go. He got within like 0.13 seconds of Truex.
0.13.
But he pulled away. He won by 2.5 seconds. And we may see the exact same top two for Dover this week, because I see, according to stats, I see some really nice stats for these JGR and then Kyle Larson. Mark, I really like your analysis from last week, like William Byron. And sure enough, let's see what he does this week. But 11 out of 12 races that Kyle Larson has raced at Dover, he's finished in the top 12. He has a top 12 finish in 11 out of 12 career races, and that's at Chip Ganassi. So when you want to put Hendrick Motorsports under your hood now, and the last time that he raced at Dover, remember, he didn't race Dover last year because of the N-bomb. He won that race in 2019. That was the fall race in Dover, and he won that race. It was a playoff race to catapult him into, I believe, the final 8. So what do you guys think about Dover? I keep wanting to say Darlington. So.
I think that the odds makers got it right, right on with the Martin Truex, your guy, about a 3-1 favorite. You got Kyle Larson sitting here at about a 4.5, 5-1 favorite. Denny Hamlin, who was still winless on the year, who would have thunken that that he would have been the only JGR car yet still winless on this season. But yet Kevin Harvick is getting some love, guys, here, about 6.5, 7-1. Kyle Busch with his 1 win, 7.5 to 1. Although I think he's gonna cool off a little bit. Chase Elliott, Sean, your guy, 9-1. You got Keselowski, 10-1. My guy, Logano, 12-1. Bill Byron, 14-1. Blaney, 20-1. Bowman, 22-1. And my guy, Bell, 30-1. Do you guys see any value in these top, lower mid-tier to, high-tier drivers? I think that at Dover, hey, I'm not going to lie to you, Mike. I think that how he's been performing, how Hendrick Motorsports have been giving him the cars lately, I think that I wouldn't say it's destined, because anything happens in these races, speeding penalties, all types of crap. But I would say that Kyle Larson, with Martin Truex getting his 3rd win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So, Jesus, dude, we thought it was going to be, I knew this was going to start coming. And, I think Kyle Larson, he had a chance to be in that top group with a 2nd win of the season at Atlanta. Obviously, Blaney took that from him. But I think this is kind of a Larson's race. I really, really do. If he can bring some of those notes over from Chip Ganassi and build on his, it sucks that they can't practice. It sucks that they can't qualify. Yet they can load all their, stuff into the computer and try to, get the car as close to specs as, Larson would like it.
Hey,
but
Mark, do you have a list of tracks? Because didn't we see at the beginning of the season there were like 7 or 8 tracks that they will have practice, qualifying, and before the race? And so far we've only seen 1, right?
And I know that Charlotte's one of them. I think that Circuit of the Americas is one of them. Probably another one of the road courses. But yeah, I know. I'm waiting for it also. It seems like it's been taking forever. And then by the time we know it, it's going to be time to go racing up here in Northern California, Napa Valley, which I wish that Comic Bookies host would have been able to go live from there. But I don't know if it's going to happen, because these guys got other plans, bigger plans to be with me at boring old Sonoma. But nonetheless, guys, I think that going into this weekend, I think that it's obviously, Jimmy Johnson was a master at this track with 11 wins all time, up there with, it's crazy to think that you can get 11 wins on one track through your career. But Truex, Larson, Hamlin, I think that this track is really, really configured for the guys that, this track is so damn hard. in my opinion. They don't call it the Monster Mile for nothing, guys. This track is so damn hard. It really fits into the experienced driver's hands, and I think that guys that are hot and guys that are experienced and guys that aren't afraid to, hang it out there and get loose on that high end, I think they're gonna ones that are gonna prevail. And Mike, you're right. Kyle Larson, you sent it to me earlier in the week. I think that Kyle Larson is going to be a force to be reckoned with if he doesn't get into no shenanigans, guys. So I'll be looking for him. And
because if it's
true,
because if it's going to be if it's going to be the same race as 2019, it was kind of a boring race. He absolutely and utterly dominated that race. So it'll be interesting to see if it's going to be a close call, like with Truex or someone else, or if it's going to be the same thing as 19.
I think it's going to be this. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be the same malarkey. I think it's going to be
matter of who it's going to be.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who isn't going to mess up, but I think it's going to be a lot of everybody's running perfect. No one's going to blow a tire. Everyone's just going to be running and just. I think that it's going to be another 4 to 5 second lead from first to second to third. And I hate to see that, but I think this is what this track is going to produce with this package. But don't take my word for it, because this is reading Rainbow.
I mean, if you look at the sample size for like that specific racer, Kyle Larson, and even my racer Chase, Kyle only has 12 and Chase has 10 races there, but they each have a win. Half of the races that Kyle's been there, he has 6 top 5s. Chase Elliott has 7 out of 10 top 5s. So, I mean, yes, he's definitely not the hot racer, but he's definitely someone I think that has to be included in the favorites. Because, I mean...
Yes, but you're going to slowly realize, Mr. Powers and Mr. Biella, that this sport is completely different than the stick and ball sports that you realize. This thing is everlasting changing. You have different rule packages. I mean, you talk about, this guy, Derek Carr, he can't become successful because how many goddamn OC coaches has he had, right? It's the same damn thing with NASCAR. How many rule changes they have every year? Every damn year they're doing this. Every damn year they're cutting the spoiler. Every damn year they're putting an extra plate to cut the downforce down. Jesus Lord, I mean, they can't come accustomed to anything. And this is just what I think that we need, some stability in the sport. Although I love what NASCAR does week in and week out to try to make the product on the track better, to try to entice us fans that have been fans for a couple years, and also try to lure newer fans into the sport. But at the end of the day, we got to have some type of consistency in the sport to try to keep the ones that, you can't just have this damn thing changing every year. I mean, every single year I'm getting used to new teams. Not only are you getting used to new crew chiefs, the malarkey of the silly season of the drivers going from here and there. And then you got to deal with all the rules packages. Is it going to be a 550 horsepower? Is it going to be a 750 horsepower track? It's just, I mean, for a new person coming into the sport, NASCAR, listen to the comic bookies right now, man. It's hard. It's hard if you're a new fan to try to come accustomed to all these new rule packages every single year. Mike, Sean, I mean, I give you guys props because you guys are newer fans within the last 4 to 5 years, but you guys stick with it and you guys try to learn it. And, you guys prevail at it. But, I mean, it would be kind of tiresome to me trying to be a new fan coming into the sport when every year there's new rule changes. I mean, that doesn't sit right with me. You gotta do something different.
Yeah, true. But hopefully it's a good race, Hope whatever rule packages, I hope it benefits Kyle Larson. That's for damn sure.
Right.
So
I think anything's benefit Kyle Larson right now. I think he's racing with a chip on his shoulder,
confident
with a great
right now,
organization.
He's very confident.
I mean, yeah, exactly. The guy is just he's primed right now. He's primed to at least make it to the final 8, in my opinion. So we'll see where it goes, man.
That's for damn sure. So with that is all for us. That's all for episode 112. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you are live or whether you are listening it on your earbuds, whether it's iTunes, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Prime Music, iHeartRadio, radio.com, pretty much every single place that you can get a podcast, we are there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, take us away. Episode 112 is donezo.
Episode 112, man. The Comic Bookies had a great time with you guys. Adding to what Mike said, for those who were able to listen to us live and those that will listen to us, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. You guys give us, the purpose week in and week out to collide the world of sports and comics. To my brothers, another fun episode. Definitely happy you're back, Mike, and the kids are healthy. Also, happy Mother's Day, alluding to what Mike said also earlier. We are, a little bit late to saying that, but again, happy Mother's Day. Congratulations to all the beautiful babies being born, to Mike's cousin, to Mike's sister-in-law, and to the Comic Bookies, man. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Things are opening up, so everyone just keep being safe. Keep, practicing your safe washing hands, all that good wearing masks up, vaccination if that's what you guys choose to do. And let's just, collectively keep being better as society, have these sports stadiums opening up, putting some asses in some seats, and all along, you guys just keep checking out the Comic Bookies podcast.
Yes. You guys got to keep checking out the Comic Bookies podcast, and you guys got to keep leaving us reviews. You guys got to keep leaving us those 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and you guys got to keep interacting with us. Like we always say, this is for you guys, the fans. We do it for you guys. But if you guys don't chime in with us, we're going to keep talking about our teams, and we're going to keep talking about, what we're into. So at the end of the day, we know we got fans in 7 different continents. We got footy fans all over the world. We got fans that, most of them are probably listening on podcasts, which is hard to, come in live with different hours all over the globe. But if you guys can, always join us. Always try to join us live. Always try to chime in and, get us live so we can answer questions about your favorite team. We know all soccer. We know all types of football. We know all types of baseball. We know everything. We're trying to stump the world and all the continents here. But nonetheless, guys, thank you. Thank you once again for joining in with the Comic Bookies podcast. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics, and we are here for you guys, the fans. We try to bring it to you guys once a week, weekly, and that we can just provide what you guys want, and provide what you guys the best content. But we also need your guys' feedback. We want to interact with you guys. Let us know and who your favorite teams, who your favorite drivers, and just that's what we want to do. And get back with us. Let us know on all our social content media. Mike, tell them what it is. Thank you guys for interacting with us on 112. This is what we do, and thank you.
You guys pretty much covered it. At the Comic Bookies on all the social media. Just search us, Comic Bookies on Twitch and YouTube. Please subscribe and follow so you get notifications every single week when we go live. But for Mark and Sean, this is Mike. It's great to be back. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy each other. Peace out. Enjoy the hot weekend. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Brasis, hermanos. And always enjoy each other, and make sure you enjoy the Preakness, because Mr. Bob Baffert's Medina Spirit will be trying to win a triple crown, as the doping evidence has came back negative in our opinion. So let's go. Biggest sporting event, I guess, right now, and it's going to be the Preakness. So let's go, baby. Let's go. Tune in for 113 next week. Let's do it.